Hello and welcome to Morning Java. Chris Braff along with Taylor Haas at PPG Paints Arena. As always, brought to you by the good folks at Get Go Cafe and Market. This month, something near and dear to my heart, the Philly cheesesteak. Oh yeah.
You know those very well.
All too well, you can tell.
Yeah, they're good cheesesteaks too. They're not like,
Well, okay, we're going to talk a little bit of hockey first. We're going to talk about the Penguins losing here to the Chicago Blackhawks 5-3. I got to tell you, I was in the locker room today with the Chicago Blackhawks. This is a team that, for a decade now has been sort of, along with the Penguins and the Los Angeles Kings, kind of the standard bearers of the league. And I got to tell you, they were downtrodden this morning.
Yeah.
And they come out of here with the victory.
Yeah, and I was in there just now, and it was a completely different atmosphere. They were partying, they were joking around. It was very loud. They took a while to open up the room, and they were, real talking. And Chris Kunitz. It's nice to see him.
Nice to see him score.
Get a goal here because he hasn't been playing a lot for Chicago, and their coach Jeremy Colliton said we haven't been fair to Kunitz because we sit him for 2 weeks, he comes in and he can do well, and then we sit him again, and he said they haven't been fair to him, so it's nice to see him get rewarded here.
Well, it's funny because tonight the Penguins honor the 2009 Stanley Cup champions, and the Blackhawks, of course, are the 2010, 13, and 15 Stanley Cup champions. Patrick Kane, of course, a marquee player in this league, still is. It's a 3-point night. For my money, he's worth the price of admission.
Yeah, he did well. Cam Ward, it was nice for him to come back for the 2009 celebration, and he did well too.
Sunday, why don't they just give the net to Matt Murray? I know that's not what anybody wants to hear right now, and I'm not blaming Casey DeSmith or anything, but don't you have to...
Well, I think now you do. I mean, he's been
because of this?
No.
I wasn't going to go that far.
No, not because of this game, but the run that Matt Murray is on since he came back from his injury and his time away from the team, really, he's just kind of like he's solidified his role again as the guy.
He's the guy, and he's coming off a shutout, and It's convenient, okay, but he's already missed a bunch of time. It's not like you'd be wearing him down. He could have played in this game. He could have played Tuesday against the Panthers, and then you have those back-to-backs in Southern California coming up later in the week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I thought we might have seen him again going into this game, but... we also argued that Casey DeSmith deserved a lot more chances and time than he was getting early in the season, too, after he started to prove that...
You argued that. I didn't.
No, you did.
Give me a break. Too. No way. Career backup.
Listen. He is a career backup, but he's been phenomenal for the Penguins, and he was really good through this stretch that, that they've been winning on.
Yeah, and again, to repeat this before everybody bites my head off here anyway... Casey DeSmith wasn't to blame for this game. No. I thought there was a pretty stoppable shot at some point in the equation, but they lost to the Blackhawks.
I take that with a grain of salt, too, because as Chris mentioned in the first segment, this is still a team that Patrick Kane can go out there and score 3 points on.
Kane was really good. He was really good. Strome, I thought, was really good. They had a lot of good... They're a weird last-place team, man. They don't stink, you know?
And, anytime you get a time where a captain or associate captain, assistant captain is picking up a puck and flipping it to somebody on the bench. There's always X factors in games. People are going to get first points or first goals. A guy's going to come back in a season where he's not playing a whole lot, and he's going to score against his former team. Then he's going to scream. And, you can't help that all the time.
Big deal. They won 8 in a row.
Well, Matt, it's that time where I'm going to have to say the Derick Brassard line was arguably the Penguins' best line tonight. I know that's saying something. I know you're laughing.
No,
but
I'm not laughing because of you.
Okay, first period, Phil Kessel feeds Derick Brassard. Ham-handed, the puck goes off his stick, and he ends up getting a wrist shot. Well, then in the second period, he ends up, same play, he ends up scoring a goal. There's something there. It's small, but there might be something there.
Listen, the reason I'm laughing is because you and I might get fired after this segment because I thought that he was pretty good through the game, too. I thought he was moving the puck well, his hold-up play going into the zone especially. I know it's easy to be critical of him on the hold-up play because he does it too high in the zone a lot of times. He's Malkin-esque in that he's willing to turn the puck over at times near the blue line. But he bought himself time and space and allowed the guys following him to kind of play off.
Yeah, Mike Sullivan was saying after the game that his possession numbers on that line were the best that he's seen so far. They've only been together like 7 or 8 games, so it's kind of a small sample size. But we're kind of running out on the Derick Brassard experiment. He's had 40-plus games into this season, plus 14 in the last season. If anything's going to come of this Brassard and Kessel thing, it's got to happen between, say, now and February 25th around 3 o'clock.
Yeah, they got to snap it together. And both of those guys did work low in the zone a lot. And really, you spoke it. The possession numbers looked pretty good, at least to the eye test. When Phil Kessel's kind of grinding and Derick Brassard...
Third liner, Phil.
throwing his shoulder around a little bit. Not that he's going to do much damage. It's like you running into me or
Thank you.
something. But he's not going to be Pearson.
Right.
We'll say.
Well, I'd like to point out that tonight they do honor the 2009 champions, and you remember that was the team that had the so-called best third line in hockey with Matt Cook, Jordan Stahl, Tyler Kennedy. Nobody's going to confuse this line with that. But if they can just move the needle a little bit, that means that the Penguins, as good as they've been, despite seeing an 8-game winning streak snapped here, that means they could be that much better.
And listen, if they can't do it on the third line, maybe one of those two guys could do something when they're on the power play.